I'm coming back. So, okay, David Keefe Davis has an established website, Twitter presence, couple of YouTube channels. I barely have known the guy. I wrote a letter of advocacy for him in December when I was aware of a beating incident which had occurred from security guard G4S Michael Cohen. And I had seen that David had been beaten down for cop watching while another suspected citizen was under Mayor Hales' draconian attack regime, where Mayor Hales doesn't like citizens to have opinions unless you come in there with millions of dollars, right? So none of us are appreciated because we all want to be citizens and have a voice, petition our government constitutionally. So the mayor has been on a targeted crackdown for several years against Lone Vet, who is really Joe Walsh. We call him Lone Vet. That's his nickname. Lone Vet had a federal lawsuit with Michael J. Simon. He has an injunction against the Mayor Hales doing this. He is now in violation of the injunction. So Lone Vet's already petitioned the U.S. District Courthouse to get the injunction violation under review because Mayor Hales has a targeted pattern and practice of violating First Amendment rights of citizens. And here's the thing about David Keefe Davis. I did not know him. I didn't have his phone number, his address, his email, anything. This whole year I've been in Astoria, not going to the government, not petitioning. I watch from a distance, but my thing right now is mainly study British politics. So I'm a little bit out of touch with what's going on in Portland. I used to be involved back when I was finishing up at PSU, and I would go into city council because I had an apartment 2 blocks away. It was just something to do, and I found it interesting. I'm a big fan of Amanda Fritz and Nick Fish. I find them to be extremely competent sometimes when they're not being bullied by the mayor. And I used to buy them. I bought them Half the Sky, Nick Kristoff's book. I was to the point where Miss Fritz had sent me a thank you so much for participating in government. And I'm a big fan of gender equity in government. And being partly Norwegian, I had petitioned them on gender quotas regarding government. So things like women's representation in city council would be a frequent subject of discussion. Or campus rape at Portland State University was my first speech the very first day that Mr. Hales took office. He was very denigrating to me day one. He's hated me the second he laid eyes on me. And that's the context of he's tried to limit my speaking time. When I used to go to meetings, back, say, 2013 and 2014, I used to go to meetings and I would sign up to speak about things. Eventually, he'd try to violate my rights to speak. I would have to walk over to the city attorney and say I'm being treated prejudicially, discriminatorily, because I'm a woman, because he hates me. He's trying to take away my rights to speak. It shouldn't matter what I'm talking about because I have a right to be there and I have a 3-minute right to speak. The week before, Mr. Hales and John Chandler of G4S conspired to lie about me saying I had a corkscrew, I had asked Mayor Hales to resign over the O'Day shooting scandal. And I let Ted Wheeler know the day after, the new incoming mayor, that I had asked him that, and we were going to have a pretty interesting 6 months. I didn't think Mayor Hales was capable of this much coordinated attack. I always viewed myself as so diplomatic, so polite. I'm being blunt with you because my voice is, but I normally have this sort of more, I was trained in theater, classical, I try to be melodious. I grew up in the South. I'm kind of like a Southern belle. We're not offensive in our culture. The mayor is from D.C., which is practically the South, too. He likes to keep things civil. He doesn't like David Keefe Davis's New Jersey accent, which I've gotten to know a little bit more about David Keefe Davis. But his concern with the child sex trafficking is misunderstood by the police. And if you'll notice on Miss Waltz's police report, she snowballs me as present at a 2015 parade. I wasn't. Present at the Marshman swearing, I wasn't. Present at COAB disruption, I wasn't. If you don't know what COAB is, It's this committee established by the same judge, Michael Simon, in U.S. District Court, has a whole big architecture of bureaucracy of unpaid volunteers who get to coordinate the community response. And the meetings have gotten intense lately. And I've been watching from Astoria, watching the meetings, saying, oh, gee, this is really concerning. It's a part of why I came in to Portland was after my stalker, who was a police brutality victim, almost crushed my head off my neck in a homicide attempt, a delusional rage, and then put me in an additional chokehold and then tried to extort me and hold me hostage. I had a sort of out-of-body, end-of-life experience, which was very spiritual, and I realized, okay, I'm going to go back down to Portland and check on my friends, because I'm rather upset that they're being arrested left and right. And I wrongly, perhaps, thought that I could talk David Keefe Davis, who I wouldn't even consider my friend necessarily, he's more like a guy I follow on Twitter. I thought I could just show up, be this nice, feminine, stewardess, airline kind of hostess personality, and just be like, hey, guys, can you tone it down a little? Like, that's me. My grandpa was a diplomat in England. My British accent isn't fake. It's actually my American accent, which is fake. If you'll notice that in the police reports. My dad's very British. So diplomatically speaking, I think Keefe Davis, even if his points are exceptional, he could reduce his abrasive New Jersey personality a little bit. But I'm also kind of open-minded about, like, my old best friend was from New Jersey in college, but I'm kind of open. Yeah.
I hate, but can I ask you a few more questions?
Sure.
All right. So, I'm hearing my own voice. Is it just echoing in there?
Is that better?
Oh yeah, thank you so much. So let me ask you some questions just in terms of the logistics of how you want to proceed, okay? Now, I'm assuming based on what you've told me, you'd like to have a trial, right?
Well, I'd like to have a bus ticket to my own witch trial, because it's clear that this is a witch trial to distract us from the O'Day shooting scandal or the Marshman choking scandal. And me going to city council, holding my camera up, and after a meeting has been disengaged, waiting for paramedics with a disabled veteran in stitches and an oxygen tank is clearly not a crime. I am a natural-born caregiver, a daughter of a nurse and a social worker who has caregived for spinal cord injury, Alzheimer's, macular degeneration, visual impairment. I was naturally, as a first responder kind of mentality, trained in CPR and nursing school, waiting by the disabled guy for the paramedics. I was literally arrested for waiting for paramedics. I hope you understand that it's sort of like a war zone in Charlie Hales City Hall. It's like a Médecins Sans Frontières, or Doctors Without Borders, they say in American.
Okay, so let me know if you already know what I'm telling you, but I just feel like I need to tell you this in order to let you know what sort of crimes you're looking at and what your options are going forward, okay?
Okay.
All right, so you're charged with count 1, criminal trespass in the second degree, count 2, disorderly conduct. Criminal trespass is a C misdemeanor, so the maximum possible penalty is 30 days in jail and a fine of $1,250. And disorderly conduct is a B misdemeanor, so that the maximum for that is 6 months in jail and a maximum fine of $2,500. Going forward, I think you can maybe make some challenges to just whether or not they should have arrested you to begin with, because it sounds like you may have been exercising your right for expression, free speech, right?
Yeah, well, there's an open meeting, and if you'll see on my video footage, which is exculpatory, I don't even speak until I'm asking Lone Vet, come on, let's go, come on, let's go. I am trying to persuade the old senile veteran with disabilities to comply with the mayor's order. I'm trying to help the mayor because I'm wrongly under the impression that I'm his friend and that he's warmed up to me due to this secret backroom meeting he had with us, which might have been coerced.
Gotcha. Ms. Ng, what do you have the website for the YouTube video that you're talking about?
Yeah, I'm going to send them all to you. My channel is Mary Ng 1, just like my name with the numeral 1. But however, I am so prolific that you're going to have to scroll past like 100 things to get to them. But I can send you each and every video that I made that day because it's a big mash on my big confusing blog. But these videos...
You know what would be better if you sent them to my legal assistant, Austin.
Austin, okay. Austin and I go way back because back when Benjamin Pickering, who almost killed me June 2nd, which the mayor knew about my medical injuries, by the way, when he initiated the brutality and the false claim of a corkscrew. So that is more culpable in my eyes, civilly. But
would you like me to subpoena the mayor for this trial?
Oh, we will have to, absolutely, because he did not exclude me. He only excluded David Keefe Davis. I was signed up to speak later. Unless I was an apparatchik, like attached to the Keefe Davis machine, there was no way for me to know that I was excluded. I was a bystander of David Keefe Davis trying to talk about Terry Bean financing the mayor. What was that?
Did the officer tell you that you were excluded?
No, nobody did. That's the thing. Nobody let me know. I thought I was once I finally persuaded to help my friends Mike Cohen and Mike Miller at G4S get out of City Council chamber, I got Lone Vet, luring him with my American flag cake that I was going to have an America party. I get Lone Vet out of the chamber. I'm then waiting in the lobby with everybody else thinking I'm going in to speak about, it was like bicycle lanes or something. I'm signed up to speak because I've done nothing wrong. I've just tried to protect security from brutalizing him again because they just brutalized him 2 days ago at the choker, strangler, new chief of police, Mike Marshman's swearing in ceremony. This guy's already gone to the hospital because of how bad G4S is. So I don't want my G4S friends to get sued by Lone Vet. So I'm literally putting my neck on the line for a global security corporation because I'm just that weird. Like, I just don't want anyone to do the wrong thing. And I'm just helping him because I'm a natural nurse caregiver type.
And so so are you interested in any sort of plea deal, or is that off the table?
Well, they're going to offer me 6 hours the night before if they're as scared of me as they used to be back in 2014. I've already put cops on trial for this blind guy they beat up, Officers Clunt and Sieta. We'll see how low they go. It's going to be a bidding war. They'll offer me 6 hours at Free Geek the night before, and then we'll get to decide, do we want to haul a whole bunch of G4S up onto the stand? The mayor, Nick Fish, Amanda Fritz. I want 911 calls. I want transcripts. I want all the surveillance. You need to requisition Rob West camera, David Keefe Davis camera, my camera, Charles Johnson camera. There are so many witnesses to this. And you're going to have to get Judge Simon's injunction, because once you realize he's violating an injunction, I have a paper trail documenting my post-traumatic stress disorder request needs for Mayor Hales. I have letters to the city attorney proving that I have asked for my PTSD needs to be respected. And frankly, you must know when my PTSD goes off, I pretty much need a stretcher. And while I was waiting with Lone Vet for a paramedic, my knees were shaking like, oh no, someone's going to be hurt. Someone's going to be hurt. Because the mayor has this pattern and practice of brutalizing citizens for their rights under the First Amendment.
Okay.
And so, I mean, I have a medical defense, and the mayor has no excuse to abuse me.
All right. So let me ask you, do you want a bench trial or do you want a trial with the jury?
Of course I want a jury. Well, I don't know. To explain to me a bench trial.